Hey, I'm here with the Brett Furman team, here with Brett for Brett's Suburban Philly real estate market update. For what month are we in, Brett? September 2024?
September. Hard to believe we're in September already.
Yeah, so let's jump right in here and just talk about what you're seeing here, current market stats.
The stats are really interesting right now, Ryan. What we're seeing, and again, this is according to Bright MLS, which handles all our real estate in the suburban Philadelphia market. The average price right now is at 550,000. We're seeing that up 5% over last year. Days on the market are starting to increase a little bit. We're now at 45 days. Earlier in the year, we were hovering somewhere around 30 days. What the key statistic is this absorption. Right now, we're at 2.1 months of supply. Just for a reference point, when we hit about 6 months, it flips to a buyer market. So we're still in that seller market, which is really very, very interesting. But also, what's critical to watch is we've seen a lot of price adjustments take place, and we're seeing about 20% of all the active listings decrease their price right now.
Now, Brett, do you see this as a sign that prices could start coming down? We're getting to more of a normal market, or is demand just so relatively high still that it's a good time to sell?
Great question, Ryan, but I really think demand is just so strong right now. And with these interest rates starting to decrease, I think you're going to see more pressure on, you're going to see prices continue to increase right now.
Great, great. Yeah, so let's talk about those interest rates. Big news yesterday. We're recording a day after the Fed made their September announcement. You want to fill people in on what's going on there and how it's impacting?
Yeah, so what's happening right now, Ryan, is that interest rates were decreased by a half a point, which is in lingo terms is 50 basis points. That drop, though, on let's just look at a house that we have a $500,000 home loan. Your current interest rate is about 6.75%. And that payment would be about somewhere around 32.42 a month. What a half a point reduction does, it drops a payment by about $165 a month. But the key indicator here, and really what happens is affordability can increase by $25,000 to $30,000. So if you're a buyer shopping, you can now spend about another $25,000 or $30,000. But what you should know is that the 30-year rate really hasn't really started to decrease because those rates are tied to the 10-year bonds right now, and we haven't really seen that true impact, but the trends are it's going to start to decrease.
So the bonds didn't really react to the decision yesterday yet.
Not yet, but I think you will see it. And this is all driven by credit cards and home and car loans. Those rates of car loan defaults were at like record high numbers. So this half a point is a huge. We weren't sure if it was going to be a quarter or half, and Fed decided to do the half point, which I think is very good for a lot of consumers out there.
So if I'm a homeowner, I might be sitting here thinking, well, the value of my house might continue to go up because there's going to be more demand. Um, and if I'm a home buyer, I'm sitting here thinking, well, things just got a little cheaper on a month-to-month basis if the rates come down.
I think that's true with the one caveat, Ryan, and that is I think what we're going to see is at some point when these interest rates decrease to whatever that magic number is, we don't know yet where the market's going to go haywire again. We think that's going to happen again, just like it did when rates were below 3. You had, 10, 20 offers on every single house. We're nowhere near that right now. But again, if rates do decrease again, you might be in a bidding war situation. So as a buyer, you might better off to take advantage of buying today with the
Yeah.
hope that you can refinance and get a lower rate later.
And there's also seasonality. We're sitting here in September. As a buyer, you don't have as much competition going into the new year. As a seller, you might want to start thinking about getting your home on the market for that big spring rush now, doing the planning.
Absolutely correct. It's probably the best time as a seller to start thinking about getting your house on strategically and looking at the absorption numbers to figure out what the best month will be to put your house on the market.
Great. So let's just take a look because you've had some interesting activity with your team with listings lately. Do you want to talk about any really cool properties right now?
Yeah. So my coolest is the first one right there. It's an old restored dairy barn, fully restored. We put that on the market for $1.3 million. That property is currently under contract. It will settle in beginning of October. It is the coolest property I've been in a long time. It has phenomenal features. Look at the vaulting in that house. It has, you could be a car collector and house, 15 cars inside your home. It has lots of options, this property.
Was there a lot of interest? You said it was pending.
Yes,
Uh,
there was a lot of interest in it, but it's a very, that type of property has a much more narrow funnel in terms of how many buyers would ultimately be available. We did some really interesting marketing stuff that really helped drive our demand on that one.
like what? I want to know as a marketer.
Okay, so some of the best things we did on that, our 3D tour, the video, the views on that thing were off the charts. People just wanted to see the inside of it. The outside doesn't really tell the story. You really need to see inside, and this is a 3D video that walks you through the entire home as if you're physically there. And if you have the VR goggles, you can watch it in virtual reality and really immerse yourself inside that home.
Yeah, I'm trying to share that tour on the screen. Not sure if you and the viewers can see it just due to our
No,
technology here,
it's
but
okay.
definitely go to Brett's website to see that specific listing and check it out. Anything else that's currently active and available that you want people to know about?
Yeah, so active and available on the screen, we have a 3 bedroom, 2 bath at 575,000 that's available right now. That's Radnor Township. It's across from the Radnor Trail. That's like the crown jewel of Radnor, the ability to walk on this beautiful trail that they just put in a bunch of years ago. The house is phenomenal house, a single family. It's the entry point in price, and I think that one will be gone very quickly. So
All
if
right, so
you're
if you're watching this
interested,
video now, make sure you hit the
yeah,
open. Is there an open house this weekend or a
we
way to
just
see it?
had the open house, so
Yeah.
we're probably not gonna have another one right now.
All right, so hurry. And definitely, guys, if you'd like to be notified in these areas, anywhere in suburban Philly, about listings that are coming up, and you want to be notified even on Brett's coming soons, or just anything the day it hits the market, so you have a competitive edge over your buyers, your team can set that up, right, Brett?
Absolutely can. Which brings up, Ryan, we just listed a property yesterday. I don't even have it on the site. It probably won't even hit the site. It's a Wayne house with a first floor primary suite at $1 million in a fabulous cul-de-sac neighborhood. It is going to go. If it does hit the market, it'll be gone very quickly. Wayne's
Yeah.
very strong right now.
And that brings up a point. If you're a buyer, you want to know listing agents like Brett because they have the inside track. You do your best to get stuff on the MLS, but just due to the nature of some of these properties, there's buzz about them before they even hit. And then if you're a seller, you want Brett's buyers to know about it as early as possible because you got that database you can share it with, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Yep. So cool. That's the feature properties. Let's just talk a little bit about the state of real estate marketing, so to speak, what you've been up to, what's working now, what's not working.
Two of the best things that we implemented recently, Ryan, is for every single property, we hired somebody on our team that will call 1,000 of the neighbors. So we put the property live on the market, 1,000 calls go out all the way around that property, and we personally invite them to the open house. The traffic we've been able to develop from this program is like outstanding. We had one recently where their cars lined up all around the block. There was gridlock outside. It was just crazy. And what a way to start the marketing of a home is just having lots of people there and builds the excitement and interest.
Yeah, that's great. And the neighbors obviously are going to be the ones that are most likely to know somebody because everybody wants their friends, their family to move closer to them, their coworkers. So marketing them to them makes ton of sense.
The crown jewel, though, is our direct mail program. I don't know if you can zoom in on the bottom right of that screen, but this program has been just explosive for us. And basically, you see it has the QR code and all there for one of our listings. And the sellers love this because we can target who we think our buyer is by sending out these direct mail cards and using all kinds of analytical data that we have and basically drive even more traffic to the home. And it's a fantastic way to target market.
Yeah, so just listed postcards, and of course, you've always done great drone videos when applicable for the listing, detailed floor plans, those interactive 3D video tours. Brett, we didn't mention because I want to take credit for this. You've even started running some Facebook ads for your listings,
Yes,
with lots of quick
yes.
exposure as well. So
My
Um,
marketing genius that's here on the call has helped immensely with that.
so basically, guys, I mean, if you're thinking about selling your house or you're thinking about buying a house, not every listing agent is the same. There are some teams like Brett's that just go the extra mile and do a little bit more than others. We'll just leave it at that, right, Brett?
Absolutely. And experience matters, especially in this market right now.
Yeah. So yeah, things have been wild. So if you've had any real estate needs at all, you can see the phone number up on the screen. You can call or text Brett, his team, anytime. You guys are quick to respond because you've got some technology around that number that just routes it to somebody quickly, right?
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes I never sleep, but it does ring day and night. Absolutely does. And we try to pick up live all the time. That's our goal.
And if you're curious, the cash offers tool at brettfurman.com, it's a little bit of fun. You can go there and click cash offers up at the top right. You can see what somebody might be willing to pay for your house right now, either as a kind of a traditional listing or even a faster cash offer situation where you can pretty much have an offer by this time tomorrow. Brett, I don't know how fast that
Yeah,
tool is.
we can have an offer by 24 hours, and we work with actually their hedge funds that are heavily capitalized. These are really sophisticated buyers of real estate, and it's a great situation for some home sellers that need to move quickly and want cash in their hand in maybe a week's time.
Great. So, guys, the market is very interesting right now in suburban Philly. Honestly, all over the United States, real estate continues to be an interesting subject with lots of demand out there, not a lot of inventory, which could mean that if you're a seller, is an opportunity to kind of maybe, would you say cash out or to get your house on the market in a time where there's going to be a lot of demand?
Yeah, look at it from, strategically prepare and get the house ready so that when you hit the ground running, my belief is start a year in advance so that all the ducks are in order. We have the house properly positioned, the conditions right, it's staged properly. And when you say go, you're ready to go based on when you need to move.
So even if you're not thinking about selling your house this coming, say, 6 months or so, maybe it's a year or two down the road, it still makes
Yeah,
sense to talk to somebody like Brett now so that you're properly prepared and ready.
absolutely.
So guys, go ahead if you can, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, if you can give Brett a quick like or subscribe wherever you're watching this, it really helps. If you know another homeowner or a home buyer in the suburban Philly area who could use this information from month to month, definitely feel free to forward this info along or share or tag with them. Anything else, Brett?
No, but keep your eye on the interest rates because we are projecting some further decline of interest rates. They're coming.
Cool. All right, we'll see you probably next month with another suburban Philly real estate market update from the Brett Furman team.
Thank you, Ryan. And
Thanks.
thank you for listening, everyone.